So normal factory, you build in 1 year, but we are very good because we build in 5 years. Because why? We build our own. Because we don't have loan, we cannot get loan. So we slowly, because I supervise slowly until I complete almost like 90%. Luckily, there's one local bank, they supported us. Actually, the first bank who gave us the loan is Hong Leong Bank. So they gave us 9.9 million loan. But imagine, after Hong Leong give you the loan, the loan disbursement, all these things are actually offered, they can see. Or then a lot of bank all come already.
Now you know.
Now, that's the thing now. But
Hey guys, welcome back. So in today's episode, we have Danny Ng,
Yeah.
MD and CEO for Fibromat. Right. So for those that may not be familiar with Fibromat yet, right, could you start by sharing in simple terms what Fibromat does and the core problems that your business solve?
Okay, basically, Fibromat, we are a homegrown company, specializes in erosion control, geosynthetics. So what we do is that we covers mainly erosion control, sediment control, ground improvement, greening, and also for mechanized stabilized wall. So we also do a lot of geotechnical works, design and build for both hill slopes, river, and coastal protection.
I mean, out of all the terms, right, I have no idea what I think it's pretty technical, right? So, okay. So, I mean, I think many investors also same as me, right? They may not be understand what is like geotechnical erosion control work, right? So, okay, why is this segment is so critical in countries like Malaysia? And also, what does this kind of jobs involve, right? Especially given our climate and also rainfall pattern as well.
Okay, in simple term, actually, when I first actually venture into this segment of business, we are actually focusing only on erosion control, where we use agriculture substrates. Agriculture substrates which are waste material, such as paddy straw, palm fiber, coconut fiber, to produce erosion control products, where we use a lot, we lay on the slopes, so that we protect the erosion control. Because if we don't protect the erosion control with vegetation, after some time, there will be gullies and there will be landslides, And also, like for rivers, if you don't protect it, one thing, the river banks will fail, and also the sediments, will go into the river. Thus, if you design a river which have a certain capacity, after few years, it becomes shallower. That's why Malaysia, we are prone to have a lot of flash floods. And also like coastal protection now. You see some areas of Malaysia, because Malaysia is a peninsula, we have very long, coastal line, So we need to protect the coastal areas. Otherwise, with the present problem of, we call it the climate change, the intensity of rain is higher, the wave, becomes stronger. So that's the area that we, our expertise, we can employ, So in short, yeah, a lot of technical terms, yes, something general people might not able to understand. We, here Fibromat, we have the expertise, we have the experience, we have a long history of experience over 26 years able to provide a design and help to mitigate these issues.
So, how do you get into this industry at the very first place?
Oh,
It's like
okay.
very so technical things, right?
Okay, I always call myself a serial entrepreneur.
Okay.
Serial entrepreneur.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I'm not going to share my history,
Mhm.
but basically, when I first joined the workforce, I started working for a company for 4 years, which I was involved in some geotechnical products. Later on, after 4 years, I decided to do on my own, venture into there's certain part of geosynthetics where we use geomembrane for containment lining, for pond, and also water tank. Then I venture into steel business. Okay, where I work with a British company, where I did quite well. We'll say that without any knowledge of steel business, and I dare to claim that I did the most steel structure for stadium.
Walao.
And the last project I did, which was the most. I think I would say that for the Formula One,
Yeah.
okay, design and built for the roof. But that is the project that you know that earlier we planned to list the company. Instead of listing the company, we went bust due to the Asian financial crisis. Then later on, after 97, then look for another business, because still young, happened to stumble about on this product, which I earlier also have certain engagement with them on this product. And this company at the same time also went bust. Okay, went bust, okay, 97. So in 1999, we discussed with them, took over the company, lock, stock, and barrel. They actually don't have anything, old machine, nothing. Then for 300,000, because that time I don't have lots of money already. So at least with the 300,000, we start the line, and with my little knowledge of mechanical engineering, I'm able to run the machine, and that's how I started with a single product in Sekinchan. We call erosion control blanket using pedestro. Okay, so but at that time also, because the market was very bad, okay, everybody want to get cheap product, as long as you can be used and serve the purpose, then it can be, so the business grew quite fast in the sense. Yeah.
So, I mean, at the tough, bad time, right? So, what sort of opportunities that you get to see for you to, go all in into this project at the very first place, or this industry?
Like I say, that was during the bad time. Okay, the first project that we did was the Simpang Bolai Gua Musang. Okay, where because you are cutting through the mountain range and you need to protect especially the slope. So there's a big requirement. I say because at that time, because market is bad. So even though our product at that time, I would say that if compared to now, is I personally would say it's not acceptable product, but then
At the
because
time,
of the nature of the market, we are still able to sell. Okay, so with that, going forward, until now, we have grown from a single product until a one-stop solution. Where we are involved in erosion control, sediment control, ground improvement, even like flood mitigation, and greening products. So we are emphasizing a lot of nature-based solution. Nature-based solution. So we are also trying to use a lot of recycle products that incorporate, where now people are talking about circular economy into our business. So with the present business team, where emphasis a lot on sustainability, ESG. So the market tends to, uh, I mean, tends to grow because now people would like to have their project which comply to green and sustainable. So this is in a way benefited in our business. So we are lucky to be in this line of business, coupled with the ESG requirement. So now a lot of developer or end users, they are not like become reactive, you know. They become more proactive. So they don't wait for the thing to happen. So they prevent the thing from happening. Because last time in Malaysia especially, so if a hill slope slide or what, then only they will start to do something. So now, knowing the extreme weather changes, so now people are putting money, they are allocating money to try to prevent it rather than to rectify, you know, after it happened, which will cost more money than if they were to prevent at the initial stage.
So, I mean, what sort of positive impact of this changes to your company? Do you see like more opportunities or more inquiries?
Definitely, because let's say if you talk about climate change alone, there is two extreme, you know. Okay, one, you have heavy rainfall, high intensity. Then the other extreme is that you have very hot weather, you have forest fire. Okay, both scenario will benefit. Okay, let's say for example, now if you talk about let's say extreme rainfall, where now we are looking at weather pattern that, you know, last time, you know, in the past we say, oh, monsoon is in the end of the year, the dry season is always at the beginning of the year, but now you see like almost the whole year is raining, you know. Okay, not only that we have plenty of rain, but we have very high intensity of rain. Okay, when you have high rain, a lot of rain and intensity, so they create a lot of flash floods.
Intensity means very heavy rain.
Very heavy, very heavy. Because now the rain, if you drive in a highway also, even you on your wiper at the full speed also, you still cannot see. So when you have this high intensity, that means the erosion problem will accelerate. Okay, so that's why now you see a lot of coastal, you know, erosion, where a lot of houses or what been washed away, landslides and all this kind of thing happening. Then on the other extreme, it's too dry. Forest fire. That's why you see a lot of places in America, Australia, even some places in Malaysia, you have forest fire. Then after the forest fire, you still need to treat the slope. Otherwise, you know, it become bare. The area will be subject to erosion control. So that's again a business to us. Okay. So like for example, I always like to quote, you know, like in Malaysia, you see, and especially now, Malaysia, Thailand, even in Vietnam or China, when it rains, you can see that a lot of damages, you know, and it's quite severe. Even recently, like in Hat Yai, because of the rain, water cannot discharge, and you know, it caused a lot of damages. But you see, even in our neighbor like Singapore, you know, so it's the same area that we're sharing the same the same weather pattern. Why are they not having such a problem? You know, okay, because in Singapore because they are being small, because they are small, they always do proactive measures.
Prevention first.
Prevention first. So, like for example, in Malaysia, we do erosion control. Normally, we put on the hill slopes. Okay, we put on the hill slopes, you know, prevent erosion. But in Singapore, they don't have a lot of hills, isn't it? Why the market for Singapore is big? They use it on the ground. Anything you touch, anything you do, you have to cover. So when you cover it, even there's rainfall, whatever sediment is stay at the place. It won't wash to the, let's say, to the drain, then go to the river. Then, let's say our Klang River, we are supposed to design for 3 meters, by another 1-2 years become 1.5 meter. Then our rainfall, let's say, supposed to be, let's say certain volume, but then now become more. So naturally there will be flash floods. So that's the very common, I would say, knowledge that why all this thing happened. So with that, so now people are realizing, the government already realized that we need to protect, and even now KPKT also, they are looking at littering, because Malaysia also one part of the problem is also littering. When you throw all the rubbish, you go to the river, you choke the river, also it also create flash floods.
Just now during our conversation, you say that we have this local disadvantage. What's the term?
No, yeah, just now while we were talking, okay, when we started this company, okay, we are only on erosion control. Even in erosion control, this business, you see, unlike concrete, let's say concrete, steel, you have your CRIM standard, SDM standard, whatever standard, okay, very easy. You can comply. You go to CRIM, you're able to get the thing tested. Now, if you are doing something of nature, okay, nature one you use. Now, if I use a paddy straw, I use coconut fiber, I use how to test. What is the standard? There's no standard. I mean, there's no standard. There is a standard. The standard is not available in Malaysia. So like for example, in erosion control, so we have to refer to the American standard, especially in the Erosion Control Technology Council, ECTC. We have to go for the Association of Erosion Control, standards, so that, like say, this product, you must meet certain criteria. Then, when you have this criteria, okay, how you certify and verify your product so that you can meet this international standard. Okay, unfortunately, I say in Malaysia, we have only one testing body. Okay, that is CRIM. Okay, but when we go to CRIM, because CRIM being privatized, so they don't have, I wouldn't say that for business sense, like I say, in this line of business, we are the only one in Malaysia. If they're going to set the facilities and what, to cater for us, I don't think they are able to make money. So that become a problem. So earlier, we have to send our product to Korea, Fiji, to Singapore, to Thailand to test our product to comply. Why do we need this? Because Malaysian, our government agencies like JKR, like JPS, our consultant, unfortunately, don't trust Malaysian products.
Why?
So, because you see, foreign companies, because we are fighting in an area where most of our competitors are foreign companies with a long history, very long, 100 years, 200 years, where they have all the technical data ready. And being a consultant, sometimes they want to play safe. At least I go there, I get this one is done, So, but by doing so, they forget, they are not supporting the local SMEs. Because Malaysia, like, let's say, for example, in erosion control, using erosion control blanket, Malaysia, we are blessed because we have all the natural substrates. Like, for example, paddy straw, we have a lot. Coconut fiber, we have a lot. Even the EFB fiber from palm oil, we have a lot. And we can use this product, okay, to make Malaysia as a center where we can be the so-called the pioneer and also the so-called the taikor, where we can export this product. So, but if Malaysia alone, our own country don't certify, then we still can to go outside. But don't you think it's more difficult? So our journey, like I say, is a very, very tough journey. Okay, I have to go to other countries. I went to China, set up in China, went to Sri Lanka, set up, I went to other countries, sell our product, certified the product, done the project over there. Then later on, only Malaysia, start to recognize, some of the product. So it's, like I say, it's very tough for us. There is one thing, okay, then on the financial side, we need loan to grow. SME, we need a loan. Otherwise, our growth will be retarded. We cannot grow as fast as it's intended because, as you know, now the business, is very destructive one. Yeah?
Yes.
You do something, people will come and disruption, So you don't have that years, of honeymoon. I would say that you're able to command, to be the leader. Because just 1-2 years, people will come copy, then you will, so if we don't have that kind of advantage locally, then I think that's why our growth are not as good as what it should be. Because one thing, the recognition, even as a local company, a local product, is not really, we don't get so much recognition. And as compared to for us to grow further, we need the support from the bank. The bank, they don't support us. I don't blame the bank also, because why? You see, sometimes when a banker, officer, they are working for the bank. If let's say we were to go and talk to them, we say, hey, I need this loan, Okay, so for the officer, they need to justify, they need to support the loan, but they don't have the past records, the past record. Let's say you want to do development, I got so many, I just copy or support, very easy. But this one don't know, because like last time one bank was telling me, he said, if you fail, then we don't know how to sell your machine also. So I think that is one difficult part, which I think it, not only our company, but I'm talking about in future other company, other startup company, which they would like to venture. I think this will not give them the support required, for them to grow. I think that is very important. I think that the government probably need to look at, lucky, I was given the opportunity even to give talks to the Association of Bankers to look at this kind of business in industries, biomass, green industry, how to look for, what are the areas to look for, so that they are able to assess the credit worthiness and how to support their loan applications.
I think they are also not familiar with
They're not familiar, that's why they don't know. If they're not familiar, why should they give you, that's the whole thing. But because of that, then, this kind of good companies, they don't have the opportunity to grow as fast as they intended, So that is one problem. I mean, for us, like I say, even our present factory, I bought the land for cash, build the building on our own. So normal factory, you build in 1 year, but we are very good because we build in 5 years. Because why? We build our own. Because we don't have loan, we cannot get loan. So we slowly, because I supervise things slowly until I complete almost like 90%. Luckily, there's one local bank, they supported us. Actually, the first bank who gave us the loan is Hong Leong Bank. So they gave us 9.9 million loan. But imagine, after Hong Leong give you the loan, the loan disbursement, all these things are actually offered they can see you, or then a lot of bank all come
Already. Now you know.
now that's the thing now. But you need to break through, the first one. But this is quite tough for business now. I mean, like I say, when you do something different, these are the challenges. Challenges
that bank also they want something that is much that they know they're more stable, they can
they need to support now because they are working for why should I make my life so difficult?
So talks about your growth path, right? So could you tell us when Fibromat was listed on the Bursa Malaysia lead markets, and also how long it took to move to the ACE markets, and what is your experience was like throughout the whole transfer process?
Actually, I don't know myself how I do categorize myself, but I'm a very forward-looking, very forward-looking. I always
Optimist.
go against the odd. Okay, big. I have like I say, I come from very not well-to-do family. Come from kampung, kampung, but I have very big vision, big vision. And I always tell myself when I start a business, I say I must list my company. I always must list. So actually, our listing journey start very long ago, since 2013.
13 years.
13 years ago, where at that time I assembled about 4 or 5 companies. We get OSK to do our listing exercise. But unfortunately also while we are doing, some of the companies, actually cannot make through because business are tough and whatnot. And also OSK was taken over by RHB. Then at that time ACE was not the preferred one, or big bankers, especially bankers. Banker, when you go and tell them, I want to list ACE, you won't, But now all the big bankers also going for ACE market. It changes. So when they was taken by RHB, then they say, sorry, we cannot do ACE. You have to look for another company. So then we talked to a few IB, advisors. Eventually, we got another advisor, but however, the thing did not materialize. By right should be okay, but they are, a bit So after spending 2 over years, that was ACE, not LIP, Then they decided to on a mutual termination. Then we already done actually our prospectus almost ready. All the proofreading all done already, but they just don't want to submit. Then there came the LIP, because it was LIP. So I got another advisor say, hey, why don't you go for LIP? Yeah, LIP is there. LIP. After you list in LIP, it's just like you go for your pre-U or you go for you. You got exemption. You got exemption instead of taking 10 subjects, you only take 5 subjects. So I said, why not? So we downgrade our prospectus from to IM. So we go for LIP. So it was wishful thinking. We listed in 2019, 30th of May. So we are thinking that, maybe after 1 year can migrate. 1 year migrate. Then wait, that's 6 years. So that was a very, very, very challenging time. Because when we listed in 2019, then 2021, we faced with the COVID and all these things. So at times we thought that we will be gone, we'll be gone. But however, we survive, and we survive stronger. Okay, so that only proves that our business is sustainable. Even at the worst time, we are able to grow. Not even sustain, we grow the business.
Okay. During COVID,
even we grow, grow the business. So then we after I always joke about it. The guideline for the transfer, it was out at the April 1st, April Fool's, because it was nothing. It's just another like it's the same. No exemption, no goodies.
Yeah.
So
Goodies.
yeah, very, very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. But life have to go on. Our advisors did a good job, and we able to, migrate to ACE. So that is something that at least what I wish for, my dream achieve. That's the milestone.
What about like Maine?
Yeah.
Are you planning to go for Maine?
Yeah. We're in the process. Because even we go for ACE, our company, both qualitative and quantitative, actually we meet the criteria for the main board listing. But just meet, I mean, for the purpose of what. But if we go to the main, we are nothing. So I think we should go to the route of ACE, make it bigger. Then once we are ready, we will we'll transfer to main. Because like for example, when we listed in May, our order book was only 40 million. After 3 months, our order book have grown to 400 million. Yeah.
10 times up in
100
3 months.
Yeah, because like we hope that we are able to sustain the growth. We are not even when we do our listing. Even we want to list, so we don't know which category, because we are in the manufacturing, we are in the trading, we are also in construction,
Then how?
So now, when they do the peer comparison, so actually we are compared against the construction, companies.
Wow, you got compare with the construction companies.
Yeah. So in a way, then I would say that the PE was, when you compare against, not so good. But however, we are different from construction company in the sense that because we are able to command a better margin. We are very in a niche, and we don't normally go for like open tender. Open tender, because now open tender is very crowded, and it's even you get the profit might not be as good. So we are very selective. We only go for projects that where our expertise are required, and more on the design and build contract.
How do you see the growing technology worldwide, and also competitors? Are they like, example like China, they can do things faster, cheaper, and better as well. So how do you think that these competitors will be impact on your business?
Now in fact, it's a growing trend that a lot of China companies, especially SMEs, are actually migrating to Malaysia. So this poses a big problem to our SMEs. Okay, because a lot of industries, actually they are coming. I think the government need to do something. Otherwise, a lot of company might face. It will be a very challenging time. But however, our business model is not like a commodity thing, where you do things in a very big volume. We tackle problem. Specialist problem, let's say if a project, they need something, green, they need something that to stabilize the ground, otherwise cannot be constructed, where you have to do from design, provide and until installation, this is something that the Chinese people, they won't do. They won't do. I mean, you see, the China, they're coming in two, I would say, two type of businesses. One is the super large one. One is the SMEs. Okay, the super large one is like you can see now most of the big infrastructure infrastructure construction company has been overtaken by the Chinese. In fact, even though it's awarded to certain contractor, but eventually the China contractor is the one doing, like CCCC, REC, and all those big boys, So, but however, we become their maybe the second liner or third liner solution provider. So in a way, we support them.
So you will get benefited instead of
yeah.
Another question. Just now you say that your order books from 40 to 400 millions, right? So how does this shift in the sense of the way that your company operates today compared to like the earliest year? Because like 10x, man.
Yeah, so this is something, it's a certain growth. So it's something that the culture of the business and the people all have to change. We are lucky that we have a team of very good key managers which are able to assemble team, the right team, so that we are able to execute the job. The other thing is that, like I said, like for example, we secured the CSR project, 283 million. It's a road project, 20.7 kilometer. But like I said earlier, before we secure the job, we are involved in the most difficult part of the work. Like for example, the slope protection, the ground protection of work, which we already are doing. So if we are able to do the most difficult part of the work, the rest of the work is nothing. So like I say, it's not about how big you can get the job, and more important thing is that whether you can get quality project. Payment must be good and the profit must be good. Then I think to get people support team, subcontractor, I don't think there's a problem. Because in Malaysia, our construction industry, we have gone through the phase, I think for the last 10 years, a lot. There are too many players. Not sufficient project for them. So meaning, if you get job, you are able to get those, especially the general works. You are able to get good support from subcontractors.
So it means that it does not. I mean, you are not having any problems on the manpower side, right? Okay. So at the same time, the investing community is. I mean, maybe there are skeptics that how could Fibromat handle the amount of 283.5 million contracts, right? Alone, since like Fibromat is only focused on providing geotechnical engineering solutions and services in the past 26 years, right? So anything that you want to mention over here? Appreciate just like you mentioned, right? Because it's not really a big problems to in terms of the manpower, right? So anything that you want to add on this? Because the sudden growth of
I think the project, as far as the number looks big, but I think the execution of the work, I think is within control. We are able to control. It's just like if let's say we compare now, if Gamuda were to get more jobs, they are getting so many. They're going to get job, more and more job. Are they doing expand their internal thing, or they get other people to do? I don't think they are expanding. They are getting the right expert. It's only that they are more on the project management. If you have a good team of project management, I think the volume is not an issue. It's how you execute and control the project. That's more important.
Can you also like share with us, right, some of the major projects that is currently doing, including their location and also some of the past projects they have done?
Some of the slope, we are doing a lot of I wouldn't say big projects. We are doing a lot of small critical projects, like some projects from Yoteongle, from EcoWorld, or what they have certain critical issues, projects, problem, we go there, we able to provide solution and then get the thing done. I won't say that there is a big project in terms of number, but at least with our we are able to solve the problem, and we are able to command a better margin. So if you look at the business segment, we have like in a manufacturing, our manufacturing, and we have our trading, and we have our also the contracting arm. So that is actually with this business model, that is why we are able to grow even during our during the hard times, COVID time, because we are competing. In fact, we are competing with most of our competitor is actually foreign companies. We have like one from Canada, US, from Germany, from Italy, from what do you call from Dutch, So these are the company we are competing. But as far as I would say that an entity where can do everything, we are the only one. There's some of this company, they only want to sell the product. Okay, they sell the product, they will get the contractor to do, because if there's any problem, they blame other people. So now a lot of contractors, so they also smart. I single responder, you can do everything, I give to you. Any problem, I go after you.
So they're just only selling the products.
They're only selling. If any problem, it's not my problem, it's your problem.
So pretty much like, I mean, I'm just wondering, like, because your projects mostly when the harvest is done or the whatever thing is done, right? So do you have any like maintenance, recurring income from off of your projects?
Yeah, we have maintenance period, we have defects liability also. Sometimes depending on 1 or 2 years, depending on the contract, depending on the requirement by our client. And also we do a lot of this vegetation, especially on the slopes, so which we have to do maintenance so that at least after the vegetation established, fully grown, then it's done already. At least even though if any drought or any what, they are able to sustain, because even if die off, it still can grow.
So it means that there aren't any like recurring from the slope that's done for the projects, like
recurring income. No, we don't have that kind of arrangement where we go and maintain for recurring income, but rather that we maintain as part of our guarantee to the customer that we make sure that it's done properly and it meet their requirement.
So for the potential new investor and also existing shareholders of Fibromat, right, what could they anticipate in terms of revenue growth and profit margin going to earn by Fibromat over the next, let's say it's like 2 to 3 years, in relation to this newly awarded Central Spiral Roads contract and also other projects?
In our tender book, I would say that in our sales funnel, both for supply and also for design and build project, we have more than 2 billion worth of projects that we have already tendered out now. So if we are able to achieve, let's say 5% of what I think that is a good replenishment on what now. So like I said, now we have our order book to date, we still got about 320 over million unbilled project, okay, both on contract and also supply. Because we also have a supply contract that we need to supply over a period of time. So also the supply contract also we have about 20 over million. So I think we are confident. I mean, based on the current market scenario, for replenishment of contract going forward, I would think we should able to meet our target.
Another thing that I think is very important to know as well. So from your leap to ace, right?
Yeah.
Right. So in terms of your company expansion journey and also your business in world recognition, is there any positive impact on that?
For what?
Is there any positive impact on that? from
Oh,
because
definitely,
you are-
definitely. I mean, when you are in LIP, basically, you bank don't recognize you. Your share. Let's say our share. You cannot pledge to any bank. Bank will not. They will give zero value. So after going, okay, at least even in LIP, you have to sign personal guarantor. Even it's a listed company. Yeah. Even if they still don't recognize you as a listed co. As a listed co, you don't sign the company, the corporate, you give corporate guarantor. But at least now on LIP, we put on the corporate guarantor rather than personal guarantee. So now the bank look at us more positively. Like for example, when we get the Central Spine Road, we need a lot of machineries. Or when we approach the bank, only immediately they give us a line of 20 million just for the purchase. So now even for contract financing, they say how much you want. You need more.
how much you want?
But again, like I said, now because over the past many years, our record in a way, I would say that quite good. So it made the appetite of the bank. So at least the bank, is bankable. So now a lot of bankers also are coming to us. But we are also very careful. We don't want to be over-geared. In fact, before this, our gearing ratio, we always maintain at 0.2. Now, because of this expansion, we have gone to 0.4. But we don't want to over-gear so that in case, because business, you never know, even it won't happen in Malaysia, but due to external factors, anything can happen. At least you don't at least you have room to talk about rather than you go all out, because like I say, I have gone through in my life, where supposed to achieve something, instead of getting there, it's gone, So, and I always mention even in front of bank, the bank, unfortunately, if you don't need them, they will come to you. If during the rain time, they will remove the umbrella.
Bye.
So where you need them most, they will disappear.
So, okay. So, I mean, the next question will be following the announcement of Malaysia Budget 2026, right?
Yeah.
So, how could the companies capitalize on the new opportunities from the infrastructure development expenditures in Malaysia?
In the recent budget, the government have put a lot of emphasis on infrastructure and also on flood mitigation. Flood mitigation is one big problem, as you know, that now even recently concluded, it's already subsides, the rain. Flooding is a big issue because flooding not only that it create inconvenience, a lot of assets, a lot of damage and whatnot. So the government is trying to roll out more and more projects. So these are the things. These are the areas that we will benefit. Then the others are like they are building more rail, they are building a lot of roads and whatnot. So it will also benefit us a lot. But I always say that sometimes when they build the LRT or the LRT3, it won't benefit because there's nothing for us because at the city. So only certain projects that we will benefit, but not all. Especially now, also the government have put a lot of budget on slope protection. So these are the areas that we will benefit. And also the last budget that the government have endorsed, companies, especially on the government procurement, that they need to get products certified My Hijau, so our products are certified My Hijau. So there's actually a advantage for us. And if you go into the My Hijau directory, I don't think in our line of business, probably last time I looked at only one, probably now maybe a few. So meaning in our sphere, very few. If they want to go, they only got a few to choose. So that will benefit us because the government have been talking about the My Hijau government procurement for many years, but at least for the last budget, the government have actually endorsed it.
So this will link to the next question will be on the ESG, right? So
Yeah.
can you share with us the role played by Fibromat in advocating ESG initiative in Malaysia?
Okay, we are, like I say, we are a green company. Okay, when I went into this business, okay, I did not know that this business is so sexy.
You mean the green business
Yeah, because now when we go in, last time when we were using, let's say for example, all these agriculture substrates, or now people are talking about biomass, Yeah, people are using renewable energy using biomass, because they are using pellets and wood pellets I mean for burning, for generating electricity, So what we do ourselves as a company itself is already green. Okay. Next, we are also promoting, a circular economy, which now the whole world, only Malaysia, we're talking about circular economy. And knowing and not knowing, we are already in, That again is so implementation of ESG. Our company, I personally like to embark, to embrace, ESG. Like for example, even our the composition of our board also, we meet the women's, the target of more than 30%. And also our office, I think, in our office, probably I think 80% are ladies.
Serious?
And at the same time also, we do a lot of engagement, local engagement near our factory and also in near office. We give a lot of, in fact, this year we give support to the schools, to the high achievers of students, we give them support them. And also, like for example, during the COVID and until now, we actually during COVID we have problem with masks. So because we are doing products where we use certain product, the same product. So we actually bought a mask line, face mask line, just to donate, So at that time during the flood, Selangor flood also, we donated about 1 million pieces to the flood, for them to use, So last 2 years also, because our office beside the Menteri Besar Selangor office also. So at the year end or Chinese New Year, they give a lot of the old people, some support money. But instead, we also tell them, okay, instead of giving them also, each of them, they come in, we also give them, I think, 100 pieces of masks, so together as a package, So these are the things that we do. And also, I myself also, we like to share, because especially to university students and whatnot, to part of to teach the student, because I've been a regular speaker in quite a number of universities like USM, UTA, Uni10, MSU. So it's a sharing. So like I say, environmental, we are already in already. Social, we help a lot, whatever we can. We try to
help as much as you can.
Not only in monetary form, but sometimes also assisting, like for example, what do you call, even like sports, sports, like the football, the youth football, we also sponsor, We are not a big company, but whatever we can do, we try to do.
That's so good of you. So the last question will be, before we wrap up today's interview. So if there any key takeaways or message that you would like the investing community to remember about Fibromat?
Yeah, Fibromat, like I say, we are fortunate to to be able to still survive. Even going through such a hardship. Like I say, being a local company in this business, but stay connected with us, keep up with our I think
Progress.
we should be a interesting small company. I think
Too humble, boss. Too humble.
Mhm.
Cool. So anything else before we end? Anything else that you want? No? Alrighty. So first of all, thank you so much, for your time, and also thank you so much for Danny for sitting here to share about your business and also Fibromat. Right. So make sure that you guys follow Fibromat's progress as well. And if you guys have any comment question, feel free to comment below this video. And yeah, I will ask Danny if any question from you guys. All right.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
thank you and see you guys. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.